to acknowledge that MAGA is very lost.
Thank you, Kameron, for being here. Kameron is joining. He is Kameron Rudat from the Kameron Rudat Show. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So a question that many conservatives are asking is MAGA dying? Look at the timeline of MAGA. Trump announces his candidacy for president, and then he adopts the slogan, "Make America Great Again," which was first used by President Ronald Reagan, a patriot. 2016 through 2020, MAGA becomes not just a slogan, but a political identity focused on border security, America First trade policy, energy independence, judicial appointments, skepticism of global institutions. So, where is MAGA now? We're in 2026. 2028, is another presidential election. Where is MAGA now?
I think before we even talk about the midterms, we need to acknowledge that MAGA is very lost. I don't think that there's a sense of anger like people are saying. I think there's a sense of disappointment because of a few main reasons. Trump surrounding himself with the same oligarchs and donors who he claimed he would fight against, like Miriam Adelson and Lindsey Graham, AIPAC, that whole sphere. And he also hasn't done well on the mass deportations promise. I really wish there were a lot more deportations happening. And his appointment of Pam Bondi was quite disappointing, mainly because she's one of those oligarchs. Her actions haven't been well planned out, well done, and there's really a sense of disappointment in Trump 2.0. And I think that's mainly because more and more Gen Z are becoming able to vote now. So they are able to look at the situation from the outside, looking in, and look at the timeline and see where he's sort of flip-flopped on certain issues. Some issues he hasn't fully adhered to like he said he would. So I think there's just a sense of disappointment and loss right now.
Yeah. And back on Pam Bondi, do you think Pam Bondi needs to resign?
Oh, absolutely. Not only from her handling of the Epstein files, but from her horrible congressional hearing, what was that, last week or the week before, where she kept deflecting. She didn't answer any questions. She brought up the Dow when she isn't the Secretary of Commerce. So that has nothing to do with her. And I felt like she was trying to kiss up to President Trump because she was talking about he's the greatest president in the nation's history. That is not your job. That is not what you are supposed to be talking about right now. And in the past, we've seen sort of a separation between the DOJ and the White House, when right now it feels like it's completely intertwined. So I think she absolutely needs to resign.
Yeah, again on the Dow, I'm sure you've seen that video edit. It's really funny. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It's hilarious. A total, I don't know what to think about that.
Pretty sure they just made a new one.
Oh, really?
Trump was talking about the Dow.
I'm gonna have to watch that
during a briefing the other day, and they synced them up together.
Well, then I'm gonna have to watch that because that was funny. So, is MAGA America first? I think it started out America first.
Yeah.
What do you think? With AIPAC, I don't know what to think about that. Other than you're not putting the Americans first. Just like there's, a race here in Florida. Look at the midterms. We have James Fishback running against Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds, who's, of course, endorsed by President Trump. The money that he has received from AIPAC, all of them donors, and James Fishback, who is going to put the American people first and Florida first. Anything you got to add there?
I don't think it's anti-Israel to admit the influence that AIPAC has over American politics. Like with James Fishbeck, like you brought up, Miriam Adelson, who's one of AIPAC's largest donors, is starting this whole campaign against him. Byron Donalds has taken, like 12 million from AIPAC. So
Something like that.
I think we need to acknowledge their influence. And I don't think that's being anti-Zionist or anti-Israel. I think it's okay to be against AIPAC. I'm against AIPAC. I'm against any PAC that has that much influence over American politics. And I don't think that's anti-Semitic to say. I am not saying, I hate the Jews or something like that. I'm saying I hate the fact that this PAC clearly has a foreign nation's interests over America's.
Want to help Conservative Circle grow? Well, you can do that by scanning the QR code that you see on the screen. All donations are greatly appreciated. This goes to help get new equipment and grow the podcast even bigger. Now, let's get back to the episode. Do you think as Christians we should support Israel, but of course not AIPAC, but should we support the people of Israel? Because that's where I think people get it confused and they call you all these, you're anti-Semitic because you don't support, them taking money from AIPAC?
I think the Israel that is in the Bible does not directly correlate to the Israel now. And you can still stand with the Israeli people and criticize their government and acknowledge the atrocities that they've done. I don't think that's anti-Semitic to say, but it all boils down to one question. Is Israel right now the same Israel in the Bible? And is that verse, Genesis 30 or whatever, taken heavily out of context? And I personally don't think it relates to the current nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it relates to the people, but not the government.
Yeah. So, what happens to the Republican Party in 2028? Can America First expand beyond the Republican Party? So what I'm asking is, is MAGA
for sure.
over in 2028?
Yeah, for sure. Like we were saying before, MAGA started out as America First, but with the people that have surrounded themselves and involved them in the movement, it clearly isn't the true intention currently. Now, when JD potentially becomes the leader of the party, he could possibly change that. I'm not sure we will see that happen, but I don't think MAGA will live on past Trump.
Yeah, so do you think that it will be a America First slogan? I mean,
yeah, possibly. Probably.
So
Most
we
of
need
Gen
to continue
Z
with America
identifies
First.
with the America First movement, so.
Mm-hmm. And Gen Z is voting in this next election. I mean, they're voting now. They're voting. 2028 is going to be very interesting. Last episode, we talked about Kamala Harris running again. Now, honestly, I think she's going to make a move. But this time, she has to run in the primary. It's not going to be handed to her. So, if you get what I'm saying. All right. So, who is going to lead the Republican Party? Well, is it J.D. Vance? Is he going to continue? Is he going to take up the torch and lead?
I think as of right now, that is what it's looking like. But of course, someone could come out of the woodworks once we get into the campaign season. Now, do I think he aligns fully with the America First movement? Not really. Due to his connections with Peter Thiel, AIPAC, and, but we also haven't really seen what he thinks about Trump's actions currently, because he's been sort of behind the scenes on many of the controversial issues, including ICE and Venezuela. So I don't know. It will really take a lot from him, a lot of effort to sort of unify the Republican Party right now, because I think it's very divided. We have the America First movement, we have MAGA, we have people in the middle who don't really care about Israel and really want to focus on America, but I think they're like overlapping into America First. And then we have those outright crazies who like identify with 100% of what Trump says and does, and that's just unrealistic. You're never going to fully agree with a political candidate. So I'm not sure at this moment.
Yeah. Hate to put you on the spot, but if J.D. Vance
James Fishback wouldn't be old enough by
runs,
28.
of course he's
I would like to
maybe if
see
he
Thomas
continues
Massey.
MAGA,
I am
or
a
maybe America
huge
First.
fan.
What America First candidate could you see running?
I like many of his ideas. He's more libertarian, but I think if it were between him or a leftist, the GOP could get a lot of America to vote for him.
What
Now
about
he's
Marjorie?
sort of become an enemy to Trump. Trump claims that he's a rhino, which that isn't the case. Thomas Massey votes with the Republicans 80% of the time, and I don't see why Trump has such a huge issue with him. I think it's mainly because of the AIPAC thing.
Yeah, and over the Epstein files too.
Yeah, and I'd like to see a Thomas Massey, James Fishback ticket, possibly.
Yeah, I would like so much James Fishback to run. Of course, yeah, in 2028 he won't be old enough. First, let's win the governorship. Let's elect him governor. Because this is Florida. We want someone America first, not AIPAC first. I'm actually going to see him
His
soon.
chances look really good right now. He's within 2 points of Byron, so.
Yeah. I'm going to see him soon. He's coming to my county. I'm very excited about that. I'd love to see that ticket.
He's a cool guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's been on this podcast. He's a great guy. So I want to just do a poll real quick. So I posted a poll on my Instagram story. You can find that if you look at Conservative Circle 1776. And the poll was, will J.D. Vance continue MAGA? 56% say yes, and then no. 44% is no. All right. So maybe he can continue MAGA. Not really. Hopefully not. We need America first. And that starts with saying no to donors. Especially from Israel. We need to put America first.
Yeah.
Kameron, thank you so much for being here. It's great to have you, and we will have you on again soon to talk about the Florida gubernatorial race.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Kameron.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.